We urge for the UK to champion a global wildlife trade ban, not only to end the senseless cruelty inflicted on billions of animals caught up in this cruel system, but to protect fragile ecosystems, public health, and the global environment we live in. People are speaking out to protect our natural world, our endangered species, and so they should, because we've already lost half the animals on the planet, denying future generations of ever seeing some species as a result of our own greed and inaction. Poachers slice off the faces of live rhinos to steal their horns. Militia groups use helicopters to shoot down elephants for their tusks. Factory farmers breed captive tigers to marinate their bones for wine. Future generations will condemn us if we don't take further action now to stop this despicable madness and obscene cruelty. We have a moral obligation to protect vulnerable species for future generations who will not be able to see or experience species which so many of us take for granted today. We are delighted that our Prime Minister recently announced a £220 million biodiversity fund to protect habitats and endangered animals. Boris Johnson recently tweeted, "We cannot just sit back and watch as priceless endangered species like the African elephant, the black rhino and the pangolin are wiped off the face of the earth. We are ramping up UK efforts to save the natural world. We need change and action now on this massive scale of suffering." Protesters around the world are taking a stand on the escalating climate crisis. The climate emergency is the defining issue of our times. The UK will host the COP26, a vital UN climate summit where countries must come up with strengthened commitments to cut greenhouse gas emissions. We can all contribute meaningful, significant changes to help advance animal welfare, combat climate change and protect our planet right now in our own homes by the choices we make every day with our diets. We can choose high welfare produced meat and dairy. We can choose free-range eggs and shun eggs produced from the poor animals incarcerated in the misery of cramped cages. We can support the UN objective to reduce meat consumption to help protect our planet. A report from the United Nations adds to the increasing numbers of calls from scientists in recent years that drastic changes to the world's diet are needed in a bid to stop global warming. The report from the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change says switching to plant-based diets could both free up land and reduce carbon dioxide emissions. Sir David Attenborough recently stated that we must change to a diet that is largely plant-based, which will reduce the space we need for farming and reduce greenhouse gases. Precious ancient rainforests in the Amazon are now being cleared away for lucrative cattle pastures. Burning is commonly used to clear trees quickly. We have all watched in horror as terrible fires tear through the Amazon rainforest. Petrified wild animals flee in terror for their lives and have lost their ancient habitats just so more cattle can be produced instead. We now have to stop and take stock of what is going on around us, and each and every one of us has a responsibility and a duty to help leave our planet in a better condition for those generations that follow us.